Beautiful little counter to start the action. The partnership of Jaume and CJ, both now part of Team Adidas, have not played since 2024, last at the Houston Open, 10-4. So winning about 70% of the clip. That's why they're in the quarterfinals today. Jaume to serve, no scores yet. We are 0-0-2. Beautiful one-handed counters there from CJ, getting them on the board. We are at 1-0-2, and Jaume to serve. Beautiful. Appears AJ forgetting that CJ guarding the middle with the big lefty forehand there. Gets them back on the board, 2-0-2. Almost a 2v1 scenario there where CJ says, I can take this all by myself after a beautiful topspin drop from Jaume. The topspin drop really preventing Connor from being aggressive, allowing CJ to get up on the court, 3-0-2. Beautiful, beautiful move. We watched Jaume play a little bit yesterday. Did not appear to be moving as great as usual. So that cross-court dink, it looked like he was covering middle there as his responsibility, but few people have a better two-hander than Connor Garnett for the clean winner out wide. Counter there with the fast hands from Jaume. He sits backhand fairly well there. AJ taking it a little bit off of the shoulder. All smiles there, no hard feelings. All part of the game. 0-3-2. Tons of great efforts, very few little let courts, all gotten back, but CJ, after having a little bit of fun playing with his food, decides to put it away. They are serving now, 3-0-1. Beautiful forehand roll going back behind Jaume. There is a little bit of wind here, so some balls you may see players typically be a bit more aggressive with or a bit cautious as that ball is swirling around. 3-0-2. Yep, as I talked about Jaume sitting backhand, that's over on the right side. Unless he's going to fully commit to sliding over, that's going to need to switch over to being a forehand. Side out, 0-3-1. Beautiful move into the inside foot. We got PPA Challenger star Jamie Way saying goodbye as she exits PPA Daytona. Twice now we've seen CJ inviting the opponents back up to the court with a little drop volley. He hit that a lot actually in mixed. This time he gets away with it again. Turning the side out, 3-0-1. We have Jaume serving. A bit aggressive from the long lefty, coming all the way out in front of Jaume to poach that with the forehand. Not the end result he was looking for, but you have to applaud him reading that ball properly. It's a good sign for him moving forward that he is seeing the ball well. A little mix up with the serve. Again, we saw that mix. A lot of times you just bring the high, hard heat. Players start to adjust to that by mixing up the serve, especially with these windy conditions. Can be a little bit difficult. Great top spin serve there. Again, catching Jaume sitting pretty hard backhand, getting him that chicken wing corner with that deep serve that we just saw from CJ, you're typically going to see the drop go right back to the player hitting that return because the deepness of the serve is going to delay them in getting in. 0-4 AJ to serve. And so that initial little roll from CJ is almost a bait ball. He knows that Connor's going to come swinging from that two-hander, so he's just then sitting straight counter with the backhand. Two-handed drive may actually just hang in there and fall in. Probably would have let that ball go, but clean winner from AJ, padding the stats there. 1-4, they are on the board. On that again, almost another little bit of a bait ball, like come at me, and cover a lot of that territory with the backhand, but just like that, they've doubled their score. We are at 2-4-2, game one. Soft air there from Jaume, letting that initial ball go. This game is such a game of momentum. He's going to look to square that up, get that side out, maintain the lead. Connor serving at 3-4-2. Beautiful, and a quick timeout. CJ saying that we're going to sit this down, Connor and AJ. When we return from this quick break, will be AJ's energy to carry over to Jaume for them to regain that lead. And a little bit of a pushed backhand volley fourth wide there, created by some pressure from both Connor and AJ moving forward. 5-4-1, first lead of the game. Yeah, I think AJ would like that one back. A little bit of a pop-up as Jaume looked to change directions. That dink is always difficult, but you're going to probably start to see the majority of the balls go to Jaume as CJ's playing with tons of intensity right now. Five, 5-1. Everyone thinks that Connor Garnett only has a backhand, but look at that forehand come through. Let's take a look at Jaume's season. He's got 4 silver doubles in men's and a singular bronze. Still looking for that gold color. Probably not going to get it with drops like that, but I expect him to bounce back. Knotted up now, 5-5-1. Here we are in game one. Connor to serve. You'll notice that after hitting this return, Jaume will run over to the other side of the court. It's called stacking. With CJ being a left-handed player, he's more often going to be playing on the right side of the court. Jaume being a right-handed player, will be playing on the left side of the court. This allows them to have 2 forehands in the middle, best from a geometry and play style standpoint. But didn't help them there as it is now 6-5. Net not going with them there. A little backhand roll off the net, and it is 7-5 pretty quickly. I wouldn't say they've actually done anything too special. They've just played really, really solid. All right, Connor now serving 8-5 on 1. A game of momentum. You need to first halt the momentum and then get it on your side. So look for 2 quick points to go their way to get a side out for CJ and Jaume. They're really able to create a lot off of Jaume's backhand right now if he's going to just stick with the one-hander. Jaume looked a bit lost on that one. I think a communication made. It is going to be 9-5-1, game one. Ball just out. We're going to have a challenge of the out call. I could not see it from this angle, but we will be with you momentarily. We'll be looking for a replay. 10-5-1. Jaume looking to be aggressive with a two-hander, slides back to the one hand and shovels it in the net. That looked to be a weak spot for the team throughout that game, where A.J. Koller and Garnett come back from a 4-0 deficit to take it 11-5 game one. We'll be back with game two momentarily.
Introducing Skip.
So an immediate adjustment. Jaume hits both of those dinks with the two-y, which puts a little bit more pressure, keeping them honest. Speed up from below level of the net. Garnett absolutely on that. Quick side out. Momentum staying. Yeah. We're just trading speed ups from below the net right now. Connor speeds that one up. Not only is CJ on the first, but Jaume finally switching over to that forehand and gets the bag number 2 of A.J. Koller. But all within the rules. Yeah, that top spin, when you see your partner hitting that top spin, you know it's going to bounce. You're really going to close in on that, put some pressure. Jaume finds a great spot with the two-y and then cleans it up. As Tyson McGuffin says, don't start it if you're not going to finish it. He does that beautifully. All zero is still here in game two. Again, back-to-back two-hand dinks. Try to get the speed up on the second one. Jaume appears to be much more engaged here in game two. Still zeros across the board. Early into that point, Connor hits a beautiful cross-court dink. Jaume, instead of doing too much with it, we see a lot of the amateur players speed it up. He just does a little backhand slice dink into a safety zone where AJ can't be aggressive with it, gets himself back in the point, and then the cross-court, sort of the meta of 2025, cross-court speed up. And they're on the board first. He says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, not going to happen. Connor Garnett ready for that cross-court speed up there. 0-1-1. Jaume talking, seems to be quite engaged. Just a soft little reset miss there. Appears he's walking through that. Let's take a look at Connor's medals. He's got 2 silver and a bronze. That's domestically. For those that remember, he went over to Japan earlier this year and did triple crown on PPA Tour Asia. So these are a domestic medal count. Unbelievable. Hate when points like that end with an actual error there at the net. But ATP, great defense from AJ. Beautiful move by Jaume, knowing that the next ball's coming back, and way to fight, get your first point. All that for just a single point. 1-1. Another ATP, this time unable to be returned by CJ, and they've taken their first lead here, game 2. It is going to be 2-1-2. Connor serving to CJ. Oh, another body bag. Interesting to see. Instead of sliding over, take that forehand earlier, we saw right off the side. We saw CJ taking it with the backhand. I think maybe slide over and take that with the forehand. But 3-1-2. AJ unable to get out of the way on that one. So AJ and CJ are taking a couple body blows here early in game 2, but they earn the side out. We're at 1-3. Really, really impressive hands there from AJ, and just a smidge late on that last one. On the board, 2-3-1, game 2. Jaume just hanging back a little bit as they unwind the stack. It's a beautiful drive to the player that's having to cover the most amount of distance. CJ looking for the poach, unable to find it as it goes off the net, and then Jaume just hanging back a little bit. Follow those balls in, especially ones that are bouncing. And then into the net. Side out, 3-2-1. Jaume a bit unsure where he's at on the court at the moment.
3-2-1.
Fantastic defense, but what an angle from the lefty coming up there. Tons of height and leverage to go ahead and put that ball away. I think if we're going to see any adjustments from Team Adidas, CJ and Jaume, it's going to be to find the left foot of AJ Koller in any sort of dink patterns. Connor's playing pretty big right now, alleviating a lot of that stress. The larger that he starts to come over, the more they can exploit back behind him. So if they can find the left foot of AJ Koller, I think they could get back into this match. There he goes, right to the left foot. Backhand flick goes long. Jaume locked in on that one, earning the side out. No harm on that one. The other team is going to be unwinding the stack. I think a little bit of momentum. There's some pep in the step from Team Adidas right now. Down 2-3-1, game 2. Beautiful, beautiful. Jaume very, very much engaged in that one, looking to put that ball away after we have the initiation from CJ. We're tied up 3-3, game 2. Again, we talked about it. Connor playing pretty big, looking to sort of cover for AJ as he's unwinding that stack. Playing a bit too big in that one, and actually tripping over each other. They've now taken the lead, 4-3. We'll see how Connor comes out of this. Appears unrattled. Gonna dry off the hands a little bit, and they'll get right back to it. AJ shaking their head. Such a game of momentum. From 4-4, they ran away. From down 4-0, they ran away with game 1. Up early here in game 2, but CJ and Jaume up. What hands by CJ sitting on that backhand. Again, AJ not loving that. Let's take another look. That's next level. That is next level. Unbelievable stuff. They're going to take a timeout. Very good trying to stall. First error we've seen from CJ for quite some time, but they have another serve, serving 5-3-2 here in game 2. A little bit of change of momentum, some wind at the players' backs. Yeah, fantastic move. As I mentioned earlier, once you get that top spin drop, the third shot drop to bounce, partner is typically going to go in to poach and look to put it away, and nobody better than that than CJ Klinger, big lefty from the right side. Good communication there from Connor and AJ. AJ letting Connor know that he is there, so there is no tumble or fumble again this time. Earning the side out. The game's a bit different now as they find themselves in a 3-6 hole. I think both players make contact with that paddle. Excuse me, with the ball in that instance. So that is a fault. We're not playing volleyball here. Pickleball only. Jaume with the block and then block right back from CJ. 4-6. Connor with the serve right on the back line. Said it about 5 minutes ago. If they can find that left foot that CJ just found on AJ, that's going to pay some dividends. We've seen that work 2 or 3 times already. Speed up from CJ. Connor locked in and letting that one go. I'm seeing a little bit of genergy coming from Team Adidas here. They're looking to bring the spice. 5-6 here in game 2. Again, left foot looking to get out of that pattern. He goes for the lob. CJ there to put it away, but that ball was coming back. Jaume was there to clean up. 6-5-1. The slice serve. They're unwinding the stack. I think Jaume is there, but pretty good by AJ. It's been the weakness for the last 5 or 6 points. He was able to get a pretty good flick there. Jaume unable to counter it down. Beautiful drive. Solo shake and bake as he saw AJ trying to unwind that stack. What I'd really like to see Jaume come through with that big forehand. 5-6-1. Rare miss from Connor there on the two-handed backhand. I think he probably would have liked to go right back at CJ as he was a little bit late getting in. But the pattern has been to Jaume's backhand. Beautiful. A lot of players go for aggression there, go for the heat, but he went and found the feet on the outside of the court. Beautiful little roll by AJ Koller. I think he learned his lesson going all out CJ earlier in the game. 6-6, we now have a game to 5. First to 11 will win this one. What a block. AJ forcing it after the longest extended dink rally of the game. Again, just doesn't feel too comfortable there on that left foot. AJ with some of the better hands in the game would love you to bring the action to him, but the slow, soft stuff at that left foot has been problematic. 6-6-1 CJ to serve. Jaume asking him to speed it up and sitting on the counter, but unfortunately unable to get that ball back. Yep, that's why he's one of the best singles players in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Jaume Martinez Vich with a drive right at AJ Koller, barely clearing the net. 7-6. A little bit of soft air. They've already used one timeout. They do have a video challenge timeout remaining, but I think they're going to play through it. Jaume and CJ bringing the energy. gosh, incredible stuff. AJ Koller twice with beautiful ATP defense in this game. Jaume looks to finish it. Unfortunately, a soft error from CJ ruins an otherwise fantastic point, but they were able to squeak back ahead. They're up 8-6. We have AJ serving 6-8-1. A bit aggressive there in a tight game for game two. Beautiful thing, again, seeing the pattern, looking for that ball go out wide. He read it properly, but a bit aggressive from below the level of the net. Point 7-8-1. Yeah, CJ reload really quick. Connor pretty impressive with 2 quick forehands, but going to CJ's backhand. CJ, again, another player that really likes to sit hard backhand, able to clean that up. 7-8-2. Too far ahead of it, actually. Jaume sped it up and looked to finish it, but the ball came back a little bit slower than he anticipated. Too far out ahead of that, and we have a tied ball game, 8-8-2. It was just a bit out. Connor laughing, admitting that it was out. These players playing at the back end of many, many tournaments throughout the year, so know each other very well. We appreciate the good sportsmanship there. 8-8. In some great discipline right now. Speeding up that backhand. It's almost the bait ball that Jaume's hitting right there to AJ's left foot. He knows the flick is coming. He was on it again, but unable to put it away. We are at 8-8-2. Game 2. This is why we watch. Out ball. One of the problems I have, well, I don't have, but most people have with really, really good hands, is that they feel like they can hit any and everything, so their hit radius is actually a bit larger. AJ with some fast hands hits a ball that's definitely going out. 9-8. Another miscommunication. Doesn't impact him yet. Just wide. A fantastic point. Jaume getting jammed. Quick hands. Let's look at that last bend off from CJ off the net and just long. These balls are inches long. It's just a 44 by 20 foot court. If it was 44.5 inches long, a couple of these balls would have landed in, but we have game point already in game 2. They're going to take a free challenge timeout, and we're going to be back momentarily. AJ goes for the backhand flick. Seemed to be the play for much of game 2. And look at that. CJ and Jaume coming back, win game 2. We're going to game 3 when we return.
The Florida Dairy Farmers Daytona Beach Open is brought to you.
But they're headed to semifinal Sunday. Game 3 underway. Oh, falls in the corner. Again, a game of absolute inches. Jaume ready for the next one, covering the middle. As soon as Jaume has switched over to forehand off of a CJ speed up, it's gone much more in their favor. Yeah, CJ a little self-talk saying miss high, give them the opportunity to play some defense. Look at that. The first real sort of pep in the step from Jaume. Interesting enough that CJ went with the forehand reset. He'd been attacking that all morning, but look at Jaume following in with a backhand poke poach. As soon as we saw Jaume switch the two-hander, he got engaged, and it has been a totally different ball game. 2-0, 2 in game 3. Special stuff. Again, that miscommunication. We saw the little bit of a weakness to AJ's left foot. And Connor says that's not going to happen in this game. I'm going to go ahead and take that over. But unfortunately, a little bit of friendly fire there. 3-0-2. Momentum firmly in place for Team Adidas. The missed Ernie, but AJ had his buddies back. Just a little miss of a shovel dink. If anybody out there is on flight DL301, departing Atlanta for LAX later, just to let you know it is slightly delayed. I'm not getting out of there till 5:05. Beautiful poach. Just tried to do a little too much from that from CJ, but pretty good playing to this point. 1-3-1, game 3. A missed drop. I hadn't seen too many drops going to AJ. We'll see if that continues to be the pattern.
1-3-2.
Fist pumps for CJ as he's going back to the baseline. Appears they are feeling very confident. Unbelievable get. Was not the best drop, but they mentioned miss high because they have fast hands and great defense, and that is exactly what played out. What a highlight point that is. Unbelievable stuff. 4-0-1. Those are momentum gainers or killers, and we have to see Jaume standing tall. A little bit of a heat check. Got some fans cheering for AJ, trying to get the momentum back in favor of Connor and AJ. See Connor's right foot really just bordering that center line, and a soft miss from AJ. They've really neutralized his hands and movement, earning that point. And we are 5-1. Game 3 we will switch at 6. Just a slight miss. I think he would absolutely want that ball back, give themselves the opportunity to get 6 in the side switch. Shout out Regina for the water, keeping the team hydrated here. So I like Jaume being aggressive, but giving AJ opportunities to counter and get his hands involved is only going to get him back in the game. Continue the slow stuff. It's gotten you this lead here in game 3. Beautiful rolls. At this level, you have to expect that ball to come back. And after the first beautiful roll, CJ ready for that next one.
2-5-2.
Yeah, few people in the world, actually nobody, has a better two-handed backhand down the line on that side than Connor Garnett. There is a reason he rocks the Tui Nation hat. Beautiful shot by Connor, and we are 3-5-2. Yep, they kind of have to make sure those returns are going to AJ at this point in time. Does bring Connor in to poach, but AJ has been missing his fair share of those. 5-3. Special stuff from everybody. Jaume keeping himself in there. A lot of times people are like, how are the pros' hands so fast? More often than not, it is great anticipation. The ball goes up, the paddle goes down in the right spot at the right time. But they do have pretty fast hands.
5-3-2.
Fantastic. We're going to need to go back to the slow stuff to AJ, but beautiful adjustment. Connor knowing that CJ's been sitting backhand the majority of the time, going crossbody, forcing him to beat him with a forehand. And knowing that if the forehand does go back over to AJ, AJ's got beautiful mitts to be able to defend that. Unfortunately, off the net. Again, I think a couple of these balls that have allowed them to get back in are some speed ups that they don't necessarily need to make. Keep grinding it out. We'll see what adjustments are left. 4-5-1, game 3. Hope you guys are having just as much fun as I am following along. Yeah, that's one. If you're going to get a forehand at or above the level of the net, I want CJ all go. With a backhand roll below the level of the net, especially when they are receiving and an error results in points, I don't think it is totally necessary. Again, Jaume, I just don't think we need it. It's getting the crowd into it. It's getting AJ into it. I believe it's a really, really good shot against most people, but now next point earns the side switch. Next point will be leading at the side switch. Oh, he had 3 balls there for a minute. All in good fun. It appears he is uninjured and he is back. 5-5, as I mentioned, next point is going to get the side switch and have the lead here. I don't hate the move. I don't hate the move. CJ coming over. I love the forehand in the middle. It'll be interesting to see if Jaume does employ a few more of the forehand drives, especially if this ball were to go to him. Unwind the stack. Nope, just the drop to AJ. Beautiful. Again, a ball that he could hit down, force that onto Connor. They get the side switch. We will be back momentarily. Hope you're having a blast here. Grandstand Court, Florida Dairy Farmers Daytona Beach Open.
The
lead going in the side switch, 6-5-2. Just a little bit wide. So that is positional pressure. That is from the top spin drop we talked about, and CJ Klinger getting all the way up to the kitchen, forcing Connor to go for small margins and just missing that. Jaume inviting AJ to speed some up off the bounce. Fantastic move for a player that sits so hard backhand for Connor to slide over and get a forehand down on that. I mean, CJ was ready for it. But we're at 5-7-1 here in game 3. Incredible, incredible point. Great rolls, great defense. I almost thought they were going to stay in that point. Beautiful initial reset. Here we are, 5-7-2. Beautiful hands there. AJ starting it and absolutely finishing it. Notice that he keeps that paddle far out in front, looking to be able to get that ball down. At that point in time, he's not trying to hit it hard. He's trying to get it down and through the court. We have 6-7-2. Yep, and I think that is what Jaume had been looking for. He had been inviting a bunch of dead dinks. AJ speed it up, and Jaume sitting with the two-way right there and able to put that away, earn the side out, 7-6. Oh, off the neck. Again, the speed up and the counter has been the name in the game. It seems a lot of times the team that is pulling the trigger first is not benefiting from it. But again, all in good fun, even in a tight match, looking for a semifinal berth. Again, we talked about early in game 2 as the big switch, favoring that left foot of AJ Koller, making him be the initiator, not letting him use his fast-handed defense. And we have a quick timeout. We're at 9-6 when we return here. Game 3, quarterfinals. Florida Dairy Farmers Daytona Beach Open. Of some of the deals they have, get the perfect gift for the perfect someone in your life. As they say, you can't choose your family, but you can choose your gift. 9-6, game 3. I don't think that Jaume can hear me, but he hit 87.62% of those dinks to the left foot of AJ Koller, and it has continued to pay dividends. They've now earned themselves a game point chance for semifinal Saturday. Even the pros get tight. Just sort of ran through that one. Need to set up those feet. We are at 10-6-2. That is going to go just wide. Great hands, but unable to get it back in the court. And a heck of a comeback for Team Adidas. CJ Klinger and Jaume Martinez Vich are heading to semifinal Saturday, winning it 11-6 in the third. It was a game of adjustments. Beautiful tips probably coming in from Coach Klinger over there, but Jaume started to engage the lower body, moving and hitting the two-handed dink, and then spotting up on the AJ